What's up? What's going on, people? Welcome back. This is episode 15 of Rickle Me Pick. And we here, man. Took a little week hiatus. No reason other than I think there's bullfrogs around here, man. No reason other than just I was just tired. Just needed a week off, man. But we come back to a crazy, crazy ass episode, man. Like probably one of the best of the season, and we have a long time to dwell on it because we don't have another episode till September 5th. So before we get into that, man, I just want to send a shout out to everybody that's watching, everybody that's gonna watch. I appreciate everybody that leaves the comments, feedback, all that shit. You know what I mean? I appreciate it. You can go ahead and follow me. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. Make sure you follow me at Rickle Me Pick. Make sure you follow me at the original NR. Here on YouTube, you can follow me at NR Originals. Twitter and Twitch, you can follow me at NR_Originals. So, episode 8, season 5. Man, it was that episode. It was the heartfelt episode. You see, I got the Wubba Lubba Dub Dub shirt on because yeah, Rick is in pain, man. And this episode clearly showed that he is in pain. Nobody, including Rick, can ever say again that he doesn't love somebody, because after this episode, it is clearly shown that Rick, loves his best friend, Bird Person.
Initiating best friend rejuvenation sequence.
Excuse me, did I pick that name?
Sequence was unnamed. What would you like to call this? Pause detected. Pause gravity class heavy. Approaching pause pregnancy in P-5.
As you can see, you know what I mean? Him and his garage even got into it because he didn't name that project of Bird Person anything. So the garage even named it, best friend rejuvenation sequence. So, everybody knows this is Rick's, best friend. He goes into his mind. He's been working on him for a long time. We get the whole tease of if it's going to be a Pickle Rick episode, which it wasn't, which I'm glad it wasn't, because the episode we got was fucking amazing, man. We got the two best friends out there in battle at the Battle of Blood Ridge, which we've seen and heard before. But this is the first time we actually seen the battle itself, man. And it was fuck. I'll probably watch that scene probably like about 30, 40 fucking times already, man. That scene was just completely amazing. I got some, clips of the scene, we'll get into it. But long story short, man, this episode was all about Rick, getting his best friend back. As we know, Phoenix Person was disassembled from last season. Rick, he kept the parts. He's had them in his garage. Now he's been putting them back together like a cyborg type, deal. A lot of references to Marvel as well in this movie. I think like the whole scene when they battling is more like a Marvel, Endgame, Thanos versus the Avengers type scene anyways. When Squanchy, gets all big and he turns into like this Hulk-sized monster and shit, you know what I mean? So it was dope, man. The battle scene, like I said, the battle scene alone had to have been the best scene, man.
This is the big show, gentlemen and ladies.
Thank you.
We're dropping into Blood Ridge. One final chance to stop the Federation offense.
You know what I mean? Gave him the old prep talk, man, right before they went to war. And when I say they went to war, bro, it was a straight up battle. Like it was, Rick and his squad. He had Gear Dude with him. He had Squanchy with him. He had Bird Person with him. I'm not sure who the female he had was with him, but hey, man, he had the crew with him, and they definitely went to battle. And it was definitely amazing, man. The whole battle itself wasn't long. It didn't really take long, but it was something that we've heard about many times before, and being able to actually see it now for the very first time, it showed like, you know, the whole life story from when they became, you know, since when they first met, they created what was it, the Flesh Curtain, the band, the Flesh Curtain. We even got to see them, a little bit of the band, the Flesh Curtain, in there.
Okay, listen, everybody. My name's Rick, and this is my new friend Birdman and his friends. We all just met at this festival, and we're so high we formed a band.
Well, obviously that was a memory. They got killed in that, you know what I mean? But that was the first time the Flesh Curtains had, you know, put a band together, and that's how they met. When they met at the festival, that's when they put the band together. You know what I mean? They did the damn thing, and that's when, once, you know, they're three, you know, Squanchy, Bird Person, and Rick. You know, that's when their little connection and their three best friend bond, you know what I'm saying, was first created.
And we're the three best friends that anybody could have. We're the three best friends that anyone could have.
Hey, that first, that's who Squanchy, Bird Person, and Rick are, man. That first clip, I'm gonna re-show it again at the end. If you seen it real quick, you know exactly what I'm leading to with that little clip right there. But man, it was a great ass episode, man. You know, come to find out, you know, Rick was only hurt, you know, because, well, this was one of the main reasons why Rick was hurt. And we come to find out, you know, on top of death, on top of everything, it was, you know, rejection. And, you know, Rick just couldn't handle the rejection. He's lost so many people. He got rejected by, you know, who we thought his best friend was, and he just couldn't do it no more. You know what I mean? And that's what's, you know, that's what's fueled him to be such an asshole. And that's what's fueled him, you know what I mean, to just hate everybody so much. You know what I mean? But I mean, there's a lot of reasons why Rick is the way he is. And it's actually crazy because seeing young Rick, or the hippie Rick, or whatever you want to call him, he's actually very, very young. Rick is Morty. When we see him, like, he's Morty. The way he acts, his nature, everything, that's Morty. And you add death to that, and you add the rejection of your best friend, who was your only friend, and you know what I mean? And it creates this asshole, and it creates this isolation, and it creates, you know what I mean, this sense of not wanting to be around anybody, because the only people you want to be around, you either lost or rejected you. You know what I mean? So I get it. And he did everything he could to bring him back, and he ended up, you know, obviously bringing him back, as we saw.
Holy shit. Wow. Holy shit. We almost didn't make it. Jesus, that was close. That was insane. Oh my God, that thing with the thing.
That whole little part, man, I had to watch it like 3 times to figure out which one was talking which, man, because they were just going back and forth until Rick went back into his fucking body and shit. But Bird Person in this, there wasn't a lot of jokes in here, man, but believe it or not, Bird Person probably had the fucking best joke, you know what I mean, or best punchline, man, when it came to the Tammy flashback.
Though have at times been called a seed man.
I've certainly enjoyed your seed.
Don't be gross, Tammy.
And that was right before Rick came and found him the first time, and he flew off, you know what I mean, seeing all the Federation. He was like, oh, look, there's Rick Sanchez. And they all just turned around and just said, fuck it, and just went after Ricky shit. One thing to mention in that battle, right? So you seen the battle, and, you know, you seen everybody going at it. The only one you don't see, well, you see one glimpse of, is Geardude. And then you hear later on how Geardude was killed in the episode. You know what I mean? They actually go to his funeral. You can see on the left, you see, you know, Bird Person, Rick, and Squanchy. And then on the right, with the purple hair, that little one, that's actually Gearhead. And it actually makes sense now on why they don't really care for Gearhead, because, you know what I mean, the only reason he hangs around with them is because Geardude was their best friend. And, you know what I'm saying, they basically doing them a favor of just letting them hang around and stuff like that. But it was actually Geardude that they actually had the relationship with, man. So that was actually kind of tight to see, man. So, you know, on top of, you know, it being Bird Person's, you know what I'm saying, lifeline, we got to see a lot of, other little canon things. And even Rick mentions it in the episode, man. He was like, we need to get the hell out of here before one of the, these cannons that extras, kill us or some shit like that. Well, let me fix my camera, man. You can see the squad. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get the squad. I brought the cast with me today. You know what I'm saying? So we got the Bird Person. Bam. You know what I'm saying? We gotta have Bird Person. You know what I'm saying? We got Rick, of course. Bam. You know what I'm saying? And then of course, that old Squanchy. Squanchy. You know what I mean? So, we had to bring the cast out for that one. Big episode. There was just a lot going on, man. But this was the first episode. It didn't focus on the Smith family. It actually went back to, focusing on Rick, which actually happens to be the biggest, biggest, viewing point for, that everybody wants to see. Like, we see Morty's life, we see him growing, we see Summer, we see Jerry and Beth, but, we see them so often and, critique their lives so often. Like, Rick just, in his life just gets overlooked because he's, known as an asshole anyways. But then we get these episodes. And this one is probably the most heartfelt, comparing to Old Man on the Seat, comparing to, when he was with Unity. This one has to be the most heartfelt episode because this was actually Rick, and his best friend. Like, and you see the memories. You see when they were in the bar and they were fighting the sci-fi Ricks right here. And Rick ends up, Birdman tells him, hey, you left details out that you didn't tell me about, the situation. And Rick was like, fuck it, it don't matter right now. Were those details about, because one of the Ricks said this is not going to bring her back. Were they talking about Diane or were they talking about Beth? Because as we found out, Beth in the original Beth is dead or seems to be dead. You know what I mean? Even when he talks about Morty to the young Rick, he calls him hypothetical Morty. And the young Rick calls him out on it, talking about you live with the dead Beth. Like, you're one of those weird Ricks that lives with our dead daughter.
Creeps who moves in with abandoned adult Beth. It's more complicated than that. You live with a version of our dead daughter. It better be. Get off your high horse, Lone Ranger.
So we come to find out not only Diane is dead, but so is Beth. And, we all seen the story back when, what was it, Cornelius Daniel, right here, bam, look at old Cornelius with the, Szechuan sauce. But, when he took Rick into the memory, when they were tapping into his memory when he was locked up, and he gave him the bullshit story of Diane and Beth dying in the garage, and he told him it was a bullshit story just to get him off his case because you really want him tapping into his mind. Is it really true, though? You know what I'm saying? Is that really how they died? And if it's not how they died, did we really come to find out that Beth is dead, or is that just an alternative timeline? You know what I mean? So we're not sure, because we know, Beth, the C-137 Beth, or we assume she got Cronenberg, you know what I'm saying? So, and then they left that universe and they've been living, and he's been bouncing with Beth to Beth. So is that why it's so easy for him to just bounce from family to family because his real daughter's dead? You know what I mean? He did clone two Beths and send one into space and, kept one on Earth and doesn't know which one is which, if either one is real. So it's a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? So when you're dealing with that and then you got a best friend like Bird Person, who rejects you.
Oh, yeah! Best friendship ever!
When you got a homie like that and then he rejects you, it's going to straight crush you, bro. It's going to straight crush you. And we hear from Rick's mouth himself that he loved Bird Person.
Why the f are you risking your life for that asshole? Because you love him. You do, maybe. I don't. Yeah, you're real cool. Now come help me save his life or f off because I don't need you.
So there you have it, man. You know what I mean? Rick says it out of his own mouth. You love Bird Person. So it's gonna be interesting now that Bird Person, even though he's still alive, doesn't seem to really want to fuck with Rick because let's fuck it. Let's get into it. So he don't want to fuck with Rick because Rick, in his mind, found out that him and what her real name is actually not Tammy, it's Tamantha. Well, him and Tamantha actually have a baby that he never knew about. And because he was a terrorist, the baby was labeled as a terrorist. So they locked the baby up in, federal prison. And Rick used it as leverage to Bird Person because Bird Person didn't want to leave. So Rick was like, oh, you got a baby. You know what I mean? You got to save your baby. So Bird Person now is like, all right, well, fuck it. You know what I mean? Now I'm going to leave. But he called Rick on his shit. And he was like, is that the only reason you told me? Because I didn't want to leave. And Rick was like, yeah. And Bird Person was just like, man, fuck it, man. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? So obviously that's going to hinder their relationship. You know what I'm saying? But because we seen the image, you know what I mean, right there originally when they first found out. And then if you watch the whole episode and you watch it to the end, we're just going to go ahead and introduce, Bird Person's daughter. She don't have a name yet, so we're just calling her Bird Person's daughter.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ, man. So that's, and that's where the clip from earlier came from. You know what I mean? When I first seen it, that's what it reminded me of. Yeah, so she's getting ready for a death race and shit, man. But unfortunately, fortunately, Rick saved Tammy, or not Tammy, but Per Person. But now they are, they still got distance between them. I think one of the funniest parts was when Rick was when they were getting ready to leave, and Bird Person was saying his goodbye to Tammy, in his mind.
I hate goodbyes.
Rick was just sitting there vulnerable as shit, like just waiting to fly off.
Goodbye, Tamantha.
Come on, man. I feel ridiculous.
Thank you for not giving up on me.
Great, you can pay me back literally right now.
You know what I mean? So this episode, man, like all around, it was a dope ass episode, man. This was, I think, like the second or third one this season, directed by Erica Hayes. And the first one, or the first, one or two she did, I know, I liked them. I can't remember which episode I had talked about them, but this one has by far, had to be her best directed episode, man. So got to go ahead and give it up to Erica Hayes for this one, man. So big ups, you know what I'm saying? Big ups to Erica Hayes. Before we close it out with the RIP, like we always do, we gonna go ahead and let it be known that so this was the final episode until the season finale September 5th. The season finale September 5th will be an hour long. Now, we're told we're getting 10 episodes. There is 2 episodes left. Are they going to merge both episodes, or will it be 2 separate episodes just for an hour long? We don't know yet. They really haven't said. All we know is we're going to get an hour-long block of season finale Rick and Morty coming September 5th. They really haven't released the order of the name of the episodes because, like I said, we don't know if it's going to be broken up or it's just going to be one big-ass episode. You know what I mean? So until then, we just got to wait. Now, I do know, just like they came out prior to, and they just recently came out with, Rick and Morty is releasing and has released basically anime. They have tapped into the anime world. We've seen episode 7. It was strongly anime based. And now they got 3 total shorts of short films. You know what I mean? Rick and Morty short films. The first one, I believe, is the Samurai Shogun. The second one is the versus Genocider. And then the last one they just came out with. Yeah, so on March 29, 2020, they came out with Samurai Shogun. July 26th, same year, they came out with Rick and Morty versus Genocider. And now August 21st, just recently, or August 2nd, I'm sorry, they just came out with Summer Meets God, Rick Meets Evil. The last 2 both were directed by Takashi Sono. He is the same director of Tower of the God. He did that whole anime series and manga. I watched them. They're very anime style, Japanese language, American subtitles or English subtitles. They're pretty dope, man. The first two aren't canon to anything. They just kind of their own shits. You know what I mean? Well, you know, I don't know. I got to go back and watch the first two. I watched them when they first came out. So maybe they are canon. I know the second one has canon-esque stuff in it. You know, they mentioned the Gotrons and all that shit. So, you know what I mean? They supposedly, you know, I know a few of the cast members had said something about that they were gonna there's a lot of Rick and Morty. I know Spencer Grammer, she had came out and said that there was gonna be a lot more Rick and Morty in between Rick and Morty. Like they're not gonna have us waiting, you know what I'm saying, this big ass year period and all that shit like they've been have. So I don't know if that's maybe these shorts are coming out with. I know they got like a little movie film type thing coming out, not a movie, but some type of long episode type thing coming out later on this year. So there's a lot of, you know, things that Rick and Morty got coming out, man. So, you know, while we waiting this next month, you know, keep yourself occupied, pick up the comic books. Like if you want to know more about the Bird Person story, you know what I mean? Pick up Rick and Morty Presents Bird Person. We got issue number 1. It actually tells a different, I think it's like C-114's Rick or some shit like that, on how he met Bird Person. And he actually met him in a Gronflamite fight. So it, you know what I mean? But it still has a lot of, you know, it still has a lot of canon, you know what I mean, towards, you know, how the season went, you know, played out and how Bird Person died and all that shit. So that is definitely something you want to watch, man, or pick up. There's, like I said, you know, whatever it comes out, you know, I'm gonna try to keep y'all, you know, updated what I can and shit like that. You know what I mean? Whatever I can. But you know, until then, man, you know what I mean? We're just gonna have to, you know, hold tight. You know, find stuff to do, you know. Don't be like Kid Rick over here.
Modeling my new pantyhose in plain view of the living room. Honestly, the kid could come watch. I'd welcome it. This cultural time period's cool like that, you know?
You can't tell me that's not Morty, bro. You can't tell me when Rick was a kid and when he was young, he was not Morty, man. That's fucking Morty right there. You know what I mean? So does that mean Morty becomes Rick? I don't know. Could be. Morty could become the next Rick. We don't know. But before we go, man, you know what I'm saying? We got to go ahead and do these RIPs. You know, we lost a few memory Ricks, Tammys. We lost a lot of Gronflamites, man. God damn, that battle scene, man. That shit was so fucking dope, man. That battle scene just had me on the edge of my seat, man. Oh, yeah! I'm going to watch it right after this shit, too. But, yeah, man, let's go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, give it a moment of silence and give these RIPs out to everybody we lost, man. So that was it, man. You know what I'm saying? So before we go, make sure you follow me on Instagram at Rickle Me Pick. Like I said, you can follow me on my main page at _original_NR. You could also follow me YouTube NR Originals, Twitter and Twitch at NR_Originals. Hey, man, it's been a pleasure, you know what I'm saying, so far this season, just being able to just come out here and just, you know, just talk Rick and Morty, just have fun, man. Throughout this next month, I'm gonna try to keep y'all. I'm gonna try to hit y'all with like an episode or two within this next month, man, depending on how much Rick and Morty activity we got. But you already know at least one episode is gonna be done the week before to get us right, to get us hyped. You know what I mean, for the new Rick and Morty episode, the season finale episode. Once more information of that comes out, you know what I mean, we will, you know what I mean, I will get it out to you. I will, you know what I'm saying, blast it on my social media. So until that happens, man, you know what I mean, make sure, like I said, you hit the subscribe, make sure you follow, make sure you do all that. I appreciate y'all. Make sure you share. Hey, next week or next episode, after the season finale episode, make sure you join me because I will bring back, You know what I mean? Fandom Empire host, Rick and Morty fan show host. You know what I mean? Kieran, I will have him back for the final episode so we could talk about Rick and Morty, just like I had him at the halftime. You know, so that's got to happen. So if you haven't, make sure you check out his shit. But yeah, man, you know what I mean? We here with it. It was a good show. It was a great fucking episode. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. If you have watched it, go watch it again. I guarantee you there's something you missed. I've watched it like 40 fucking times, man. And every single time I watch it, I find something else out, man. But go watch it. It was a good one, man. But like I said, I appreciate everybody watching, man. It's been a good show. I'll see y'all maybe next week, maybe 2 weeks. But I'll see y'all before September 5th. I know that. But until next time I see y'all, man, peace. Appreciate it.